Happy Hump Day, a casual Wednesday at that. From the News 8 Pod Second Cup of Sunrise.
Look at this.
I'm Brennan. He's James.
How about this?
We got to get right to this polo. This situation. This is the big dentist appointment day.
Yes.
That's why this is a pro move to go ahead and get the dress shirt off.
Yeah, for sure. Sick days can be used for dentist appointments.
Yes.
And when the dentist says, "How's 10:30 sound?" you say, "Sounds great to me." Because that means
second half. Like, listen, it's an hour. Can't get back to the noon show. Yeah,
exactly.
That's why it's covered.
So I work the morning show, and Leanne will be covering the noon for me. Thank you. Shout out to Leanne, and then I'll be back tomorrow. So get the teeth taken care of every 6 months.
I saw you do mouthwash most mornings pre-show. Saw you carrying around a couple of mugs. I was like, are you staying away from the coffee?
Yeah.
Is that something you do?
No.
Is it a regular appointment? Not to get into your
Just
business.
regular.
But yeah.
Oh, I'll talk all about my business.
Is it cleaning?
My grandmother told me everybody likes to talk about their own illness.
That's what this pod is about. We all go through it. Yeah.
Drop the deets. Okay, so I am changing my dentist first off.
That's a big step. Have you told your other dentist?
I lied to them.
Did you say you're moving?
Yeah. I totally lied. And if they're hearing this, I'm sorry. I'm literally going like 3 blocks away. But here's the reason. I actually really liked the doctor at my former dentist. Very nice doctor. But it's not like you don't really, if everything is fine up there or down there or whatever in your mouth, then you don't, the dentist comes and like looks at you for like 30 seconds and says, off you go. It was the hygienist, this girl Becca, just really nice. She knew me well. We had a good relationship and she just up and left. And like, it was kind of funny because I was talking to her. She was like, she was going to get married, be a new mom. She was already kind of talking about like, moving on, right? And so she made an appointment with me 6 months later. This was like a year ago. I go there and I'm like, oh, where's Becca? And they're like, she's gone. And so again, nothing against the doctor, nothing against the office, but you enjoy one person and then they're gone. And then the other hygienist, I was like, meh. So I moved on.
The next one might be a butcher with the, the pickaxe of clearing out.
Exactly. Jim and the floss in there and stuff. So whatever, I'm moving on and then we'll see how this new place does. It's just like a pain in the butt to get the x-rays hit over.
First
and they're
time.
going to be like, my teeth haven't changed. Like, x-ray my kids because those teeth are going all over the place with the small ones. But I'm like, nothing has changed. I'm going for a cleaning, get rid of the coffee stains on the teeth because they scrape them off, and then I'm good to go.
This is the first time with the new one. Have you heard any reviews?
Decent reviews from this place. So for what it's worth, we'll see how it goes.
I bring up the whole of lying to them. This is the easiest way, and it's the most comfortable way. It's like, I live on the other side of the county or something. It's just closer to my house because I'm with my dentist, and we just found it just by Google search, whatever. And it was fine. It's just typical cleanings. You do this twice a year, no matter where. It's going to be about the same, except for the pain level and. Don't wear the dress shirt because you might come out looking like you're a victim from Dateline or something.
Yeah, for bleeding everywhere,
I deal with some TMJ issues, so I've got a new mouth guard. I've seen a lot of appointments, some emergency step-in visits call with mine. So I love him, and he knows enough now where I'm like, I can't move. Like, he knows everything starting over. My wife, though, has been like, I might want to do something new. Can you break it off for me? So I might have to be the messenger to end that one and be like, I might end up, my wife moved.
There you go.
But then that may turn into the next time I have an appointment, they're like, how's life? Are you just living solo?
She kicked off, right?
Yeah.
How's the divorce?
Again, there is no split, no divorce. We're fine. It's just breaking up with the dentist.
Breaking up with the dentist.
Well, good luck. Were you going around just flossing all day yesterday and today?
A lot of extra flosses, a lot of extra mouthwash. And so we'll see. I'm assuming, since I'm technically a new patient, I think they're going to take it easy on me.
Should.
Right? I mean, I feel like there's a courting that goes on. Like, you want me to stick around so I come back so I'm a repeat customer, so you got to treat me well. But also, if I have a cavity, you got to let me know. You know, so there's like kind of a give and take.
I worked with a producer at another station, and I love him. He was a huge sports fan. And I say that because his diet was like 365 days a year, sports fan. Like pizza, wings, all this stuff.
Beer
and whenever
everything,
I could always tell when he was about to have a dentist appointment because he'd be walking around with the floss picks just all day, sitting at his desk doing this. I'm like, dude, like you're bleeding everywhere. Like what? This is not. It doesn't help. Like you got to do it for the 5 months and 29 days before this appointment, to show up.
It's like trying to cut weight at the last minute for like a big weigh-in or something like that. It's about the work that you do in the months before, not the 48 hours before.
And you have the nice experience of finding out live if they're viewers.
That's true.
Mr. Gilbert.
Right. We will see.
I was like. They're gonna be like, "Where's the rain?" You're like, "Rah." And then they're just going through it. That's
sometimes if people are like, "So what do you do?" I'm like, "I work in media."
Just say that. Yeah.
Just like
I'm in communications.
Yeah, and then see if they press, because sometimes they won't ask, and then we'll just move on.
Yeah.
Or other times, oh, what do you do? Oh, I'm a meteorologist. Oh, for what's, you know what I mean? Like they'll ask continuing questions. I'm not going to be like, you watch News 8 in the morning? So we'll see. Play a little cat and mouse game.
I had a new neighbor who just moved in a couple of houses down a couple of weeks ago, and I was just out walking the girls and riding bikes, and he's like, "Hi, neighbor," which I thought was funny that he actually said that.
Yeah, that's the classic. And, I don't know your name.
We started talking. He came here from Denver. His wife's from the area, and they spent everywhere looking for houses. Offer, fell through over and over again. Finally got one. He's like, "I hear you're a newscaster." And I said, my neighborhood likes to talk, and my neighborhood's big Channel 8 viewers.
Yeah. Get them on the boat.
Used to be Channel 10, got them switched, and big time. And
nice.
Yeah, so I said, tune in. I said, I'm up early. If you ever see my light shining through your windows at 2:30, 2:45, that's just me getting up and going.
I feel bad about my garage floodlight camera. That clicks on.
It pops out?
Yeah, it clicks on. I'm like, sorry, neighbors.
Yeah.
Every 2:30 in the morning, whenever it is.
I know. The red lights, and I back up, and it's like directly in front of where I know a bedroom is. My neighbor, they have that. No, I'm going to work. Well, good luck with that today.
Thank you. Full report tomorrow morning and second cup.
Don't bring the X-rays. Anything.
Have them post back here.
Yeah, maybe you have to get back with your ex. We'll see what the reviews go.
Maybe Becca works there, and I just don't know. That would be cool.
That's fate. That's fate. Yeah. That's something interesting happened to me a couple of weeks ago here at work. Nothing. I'll get letters from people, maybe looking for an interview. Sure. Stalkers occasionally will send some weird letters. That has happened before everywhere I've been. So I get this, first off, the Nation magazine, which I've never ordered it, never read it, nothing, pops up on my desk. Tracy, secretary, she's awesome. Anytime we get letters, that's what happens. They put it on your keyboard and you read it.
Right.
And I'm like, what? This is addressed to me. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And so I just tossed it. Never used it. Then I get a couple of days after that, a letter in an envelope from the Nation about billing. And so I open it. It's like, Dear Brennan Summers, has customer number, $50, $60 due, whatever. Here's the payment date. We're like, your subscription renewal's coming up. We don't have a payment on file. You need to go ahead and do it. It looked, and we've done stories about scams and everything. This was legit, like everything with it. Yeah. And so I emailed the Nation, just looked up their customer support online. I'm like, hey guys, I've never had this subscription, didn't order it. I never lost money. Like nothing went out of my account, nothing.
Right.
And I said, no offense, but I don't want this. Can you please advise what I should do? Nothing happened. Never got a response.
Wow.
This week, come back to work, have another letter on my desk. Same thing. Account number, your billing's due. We're like, hey, thanks for your subscription. We noticed that you haven't paid for this.
Yeah.
Please take care of that ASAP. So I email them again.
Right.
I'm like, by the way, bumping this email. What can I do?
Right.
And they're like, thanks for reaching out and for being a subscriber. We have canceled your subscription.
Wow. That's so weird.
I'll take care of.
And obviously they don't have any of your credit card information.
Nothing. I think it has to be advertising or promotions for them. Like to try to get it. I mean, they need subscribers. Anyone who runs a magazine has to. Right. So maybe it's just one of their tactics to try to get it out there and sample, and then someone would pay. So just look out for that. I thought it was weird.
It's like an actual phishing.
Yeah. Like a real one. A real fisherman trying to get me to subscribe, sending it to my work at 201 Humboldt and sending that in. I thought that was odd, but at least they got around to it.
I've never heard of that in The Nation. Is it just like a random magazine that covers
Yeah, it's
news
just
and
a,
stuff?
just a political magazine. One of
Yeah.
them. I don't know about what slant, whatever. Like I've never read it. I've heard of
Yeah.
it, but yeah,
Right.
I have had one magazine that I keep, and it's Runner's World paper 4 times a year, and the
There you
digital
go.
access, so I can read that. That's it. And it reminded me to check of when that subscription's coming up because I'm going to threaten to cancel and see if I can get a discount again.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what I'll be doing. So that was something weird. Another thing odd that came up. You check all your bank accounts every day.
My wife does.
Okay, just to make sure. I'm pretty good, like at least every other day, just to see if there's anything strange
Yeah,
that
sure.
pops up. I had over the last month, and there was a couple day stretch where some things popped up from Walmart as refunds. Which
Yeah.
are like, who's complaining about a refund? But in my mind, I saw it, and it was like $3 and change, $7 and change, $1 and change.
Anytime
all
money
back to
comes
back.
in or out, you got to know.
Yes, this was coming in as a credit or a refund. I'm like, that's weird. I'm like, I'm not going to complain about getting $5, $10 extra dollars, but is this someone testing my account to
Yes.
see if it'll work?
If they
whenever
can
they go
pull
use it somewhere else?
500.
Right. So I look up all the numbers, the transaction IDs, and it all goes back to Arkansas, their headquarters. And so I reach out to Walmart first because I have had one of their memberships for grocery pickup, different things like that, Walmart Plus. And they're like, we have no record of anything that you've done since buying a birthday cake earlier in the spring.
Man, that's weird.
And so I'm like, so what's going on? So they're like, you need to reach out to your bank. So I reach out to my bank.
Yeah.
And they're like, we've never seen anything like this before either.
Oh my gosh.
Don't know.
That's so strange.
And so I'm like, what do I do? And they're like, just let it cycle through the next week, see what sticks with your account. If there's
Yeah.
anything suspicious, let us know. So
Right.
what ended up happening, they all cleared whenever the month closed. And so I got $7-10 from
Man.
Walmart just because.
Wow.
And this was no promotion on my credit card or anything for cash back. It was just
Yeah.
it showed up. So I was like,
That's so strange.
if you're giving out some free money,
Shop there.
I'll take it. Yeah. I was like, I haven't done anything.
Wow. Yeah.
weird.
Yeah. Right. What are you gonna do? Give it back?
Right. But I've seen things get every once in a while. If you have a membership somewhere, if you've shopped somewhere, they may occasionally just do a dummy charge to make sure the account's still active. But this being a refund, I thought that was odd. But if you're giving out some money, I will take it.
Yeah. It's whenever back in the cash days. Right now that we don't really use cash, but there was a few times when you buy something for 20, like you give them a 20 and it was $5, and you should be getting $15 back, and they give you 2 10s instead of 1 10. When do you notice it? Do you give it back? It was obviously their error. You know what I mean? Like, I think for me, there were times where, like, right on the spot, and I'm like, oh, you gave me like too much or whatever. But if I'm going to put that in my wallet and I'm walking back to my car, and like that evening, I noticed that they gave me too much money back, I'm not going back to give it back.
No, that's happened to me where like I'll go and say we went out to eat or something and I broke 100. And
Right.
then I'm like, I get back and I'm like, oh, I still got $80 in my wallet instead of 60.
They didn't do the math.
It evens out. It'll all even out in the
like,
wash. Tell them that.
Gosh, yeah. On the spot, and I'm like watching them make the mistake. I cannot. I don't think consciously like, oh yeah, I'm gonna cash out on this
Right.
one. Like, no, I would like correct that. But if I'm like away from the situation 6 hours later, and I see that they messed up the math, I'm like, well, that's their loss.
I'll let you know tomorrow morning if I check my account and
Yeah.
all of a sudden the 3 charges they're now charges instead of the refunds
Right.
back. This was new into our inbox this morning, the Strong Museum of Play. So the 12 finalists for the Hall of Fame for the toys, the class of 2025. Here's what we have. So out of the dozen, Battleship, Catan, Connect 4, Cornhole, nice, Furby, Scooter, Slime, Snow, Spirograph, the Star Wars lightsaber, Tickle Me Elmo, and Trivial Pursuit.
They're good ones.
Whenever I see these, I'm like, which one stands out the most of not being in already?
Yeah,
Probably, Scooter, Battleship, Trivial Pursuit.
that's tricky.
They've got the whole Trivial Pursuit
Trivial
setup
Pursuit's a big
in the
one.
garden outside.
Connect 4 is a big one.
Snow.
Snow is a little weird. It's the stick. It falls in the stick category.
I did look it up again because Stick is in. And it was
Yeah.
a 2008 inductee. So yeah.
Is
That's what we
Slime
have.
the one that was like in a little egg?
Yeah,
Or was that
the
Putty?
It's probably the Play-Doh container, the slime. You can pull it out.
Yeah, that was kind of
Make
weird.
the fart noises with it if you
My
want.
sisters had Furby. I just learned how to play Catan a year ago, maybe. Have you ever played?
I don't think I have. It's the Bills Mafia special. It's what they all play when they're here at Fisher for training camp.
It's like an octagon board, and you have like wood and different materials, and you have to kind of like build a place. And it's actually pretty easy to learn. And it's a very fun game. So I would suggest playing it if you ever get time. I'd say Connect 4 I would think is going to get in there.
Yeah.
That's such a huge game. Cornhole I feel like is good, but it's still kind of niche.
Newer, yeah. And they do say you have traditional toys like Snow and Slime that are wonderful vehicles for play.
Sure.
So it's the method to do it to get from A to B. And then,
Never lasts that long.
Maybe.
Man, I saw a video on social media. There's like Tickle Me Elmos that move, and there's toys that move. And the guy took an accelerator, a generator that can raise the pulse that goes into the batteries, like increase the voltage that goes into the toys. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
A little creepy.
The toys just go and they just explode because they just move too fast.
They got 87 toys that are already in the hall that you can check out, and there's the full list. So what they'll do is they take the finalists, and then they get those that will make it. And then November, I believe, is when they induct them into the new class.
Yes.
Feels like we just did it. But yeah,
well,
there
this
will be
is
ballots.
separate to the video games, right? There's two separate
correct.
museums.
Yeah.
Or Hall of Fames, I guess.
Yeah.
So they run both of them. And every once in a while, this makes national news.
It does.
Which is fun.
Man, again, Battleship Catan, Connect 4, Cornhole, Furby, Scooter, Slime, Snow, Spirograph, the lightsaber for Star Wars, Elmo, and Trivial Pursuit. Let's talk about the Bills game. Got that coming up tomorrow, Thursday Night Football. They are the biggest favorites anywhere on the NFL schedule for Week 3. Got the Dolphins coming to town. On paper, it shouldn't be close. In reality, Josh Allen, he had that busted up honker, the nose from Sunday when it was all bloody. He had a visor on yesterday at practice. It was clear, as you saw. He said he's probably wearing it tomorrow night. And I love that our sports team put it in a nugget. One of our scripts would be the first time he's ever worn a visor in a game.
Yeah,
so not even with snow or wind in the face. First time he's seen the visor, and it's clear. I would like to see it chrome or red. They're doing all blue, I think, tomorrow night for the unis. Under the
cool.
lights.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I always think of like if it was in Miami, would it get like all fogged up?
Foggy.
Because
he's
yeah,
trying to
'cause
clear it.
right.
Yeah.
And if you get dirt on it, sweat, spit, like tears, I always think that they must cloud up, but apparently not. If they're going to use, I'm sure there's some fancy technology that they use so it doesn't get too messy. But if he gets tackled and his face rubs across the dirt, it's going to have a smear across it.
What I was going to say is this is also like for any fingers or anything that might hit him or a cleat. But in terms of the actual injury, I mean, it looked like when he went down and he took that knee or hit the ground that it was the guard itself that just rubbed up and hit him and busted.
Which is weird because your chin strap is supposed to prevent that from happening.
Yeah, but they wear them so loose. Everyone except Aaron Rodgers, who has the old school, just single chin strap there.
The guys on the O-line have that stuff on pretty tight.
Yeah.
You know,
and
also
the full guard and
the face mask like this. I just saw the clip the other day of the old clip of Aqib Talib, former Broncos cornerback, poking the eye of the Indianapolis Colts player. Do you remember that when that happened?
I know.
Oh, it was bad.
Whenever you see the players and you hear the stories of what happens in the scrum or the pile, I'm just like, God, they're just fingers and hands and elbows going everywhere, ankles getting twisted and trying to get that ball.
Shout out Ed Oliver, who got his ankle stepped on.
Yeah.
I think about that, and I am surprised that doesn't happen more often.
Yeah.
And I think back in my meager high school football days, everybody constantly gets stepped on. That happens all the time, especially on the offensive line, because the guys are right here. They're all standing right next to each other. So you're constantly stepping on each other's feet. That just like is a no-brainer. But then after a tackle happens, you get other guys that come in. So stepped on hands happens all the time, stepped on arms, stepped on legs, and they're cleats. and they're 300-pound men. It hurts so bad, you know.
I don't remember the exact video, but Joe Burrow, I mean, he's out till December. Just got to have surgery on the
feel
turf
so bad
toe.
for the guy.
And that is another thing where he's had injuries and he's got no offensive line. But whenever he got tackled or went down, turf toe is when that first just bends so
back.
far and the tendons underneath. And it's the worst case. And he's out till December.
He's got to get surgery, I think, right?
Yep, he'll have that. And they say it's about 3 months. And this is like worst case. Turf toe, which doesn't sound that bad, is like one of the worst things that anyone can have.
Before we go to break, have you seen the Andrew Luck comparison with him?
No.
There's like a lot of talk about how Burrow is the next Andrew Luck. Like he's just going to retire because he's sick of getting hurt, even though he's like a superstar. Like all their numbers look really, really similar. And people are saying Burrow is like going to random just retire.
Burrow had blown out knee, the wrist issue on the thumb, which took him out one season.
Yeah.
And now he's got the turf toe, which he's going to miss more than half this season.
Right.
And Andrew Luck, I remember where I was when he announced that he was retiring because they made it to the preseason. It was like their first or second game.
Yeah.
I was in MetLife Stadium watching New Orleans, Drew Brees, the Saints, and the Jets were sitting there.
Man.
It's a Saturday night.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, my buddy next to me goes,
Yeah.
well, a lot of things I can't say on this podcast, even though it is a podcast. He's like, his thought was, I don't have a quarterback. I drafted Andrew Luck in my fantasy. Like Andrew Luck just retired. He's
like
out.
That.
And because Andrew Luck was on the sideline, Adam Schefter broke the news from like a wedding that he was at, and that Andrew Luck is suddenly just retired. And this was just because either he just didn't truly love football. He was amazing at it.
Yes.
But he was just done. But he had also been beaten up for years and years and years.
He was tired of getting his butt kicked. And
he had like neck injuries, the knees.
And he was so good.
Yeah. And now he's running Stanford's college football program as the GM.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Maybe he'll be coaching. Yeah. So interesting. Story time there. We've got more to talk about. Some rumors about Oak Hill. Ooh. I want to talk about this coming up after the break. Back here on the pod, second cup of sunrise on this Wednesday morning. This being live at about 9:24. So I say that as we're talking about some of the news that we expect to get later today. If you're catching us on demand, these rumors around town that the PGA Championship at Oak Hill 2035.
Yes.
It come back. That announcement is expected to be made today. It's long been rumored. It's like the next year on the PGA Tour's website that hasn't been updated for future venues.
Yeah.
They like to tell it about a decade out. We're a couple years removed. But yeah, 2035. And I brought this up to you that our oldest Brooklyn, who just started kindergarten, can be our DD for those first and second rounds if we want to go out there. What is here?
That sounds great.
10 years from now. That's earlier than the Women's U.S. Open, I think. Was that 2037, I think? It was even longer. It was like 13 years.
It's coming up too.
Yeah.
Wow, that should be great. I'm so glad to see it.
I know. Hopefully we'll be right here.
I mean, by that time, climate change is going to have us in the 80s.
I've seen a lot of people on Twitter talking about that, like, oh, I thought we're going to be washed out or burn out by then. It's like, stay tuned. Maybe.
No, Rochester's going to be a climate haven.
We'll see. Yeah.
I think the Masters is going to be roasting.
Yeah.
In Augusta. In 15, 20 years. They're going to have Florida weather. So it'll be hot.
They might have to move that to like
They're going to have
January.
to change the rule to shorts.
Oh, it's Augusta. I don't know. They would be the last
They
holdout.
would never do that.
The last holdout. I want to talk about this wild, scary story, by the way. This recent quarry blast in Penfield sent rocks flying to the nearby park over the old Shadow Pines.
Yep.
And their parents, who always take their children there in what could have been, thankfully through all this, no reports of any serious injuries. This blast was last Thursday at the Dolomite Quarry on Wayland Road. It was standard procedure until it wasn't. Some of the debris went flying beyond the worksite, landing on the playground here, the new pickleball courts they've built. Town officials say it was a third-party contractor who was doing the blast when this happened, we went out and heard from some parents.
I had no idea there was even an issue or a danger for anything like that with a quarry nearby for, rocks to be flying at my child. So, that's really, really concerning.
No kidding. The state DEC is investigating, says it's clearly a violation of the facility's mining permit.
Whoops.
And they have required Dolomite to stop all blasting activities. Again, no one hurt. And Dolomite says it is cooperating with the review. Can you imagine?
That'd be pretty
You're playing
scary.
pickleball, you're sitting there and your child's on the slide, and all of
Yeah.
a sudden,
A rock comes in.
chunks
Yeah.
flying.
Right.
Like, what?
If you've driven by Wayland, the quarry is kind of hidden behind like 40, 50-foot trees. So that must have gone up and then like a quarter mile away and then landed in that playground area, because it's like they're not next to each other. There's like a good half mile between the two. So that must have been a pretty big blast.
It hasn't been that breezy this week either.
No,
to catch anything in the air.
right? I know,
Wow.
and it's amazing. If you ever like some of these quarries, there's another one in Gates too, where you drive by it and you kind of look and you're like, okay, something's over there. I don't know what it is, but you see trucks going in and out. And then if you pull up Google Maps and you look at some of these quarries, they're so big,
Yeah.
and it's crazy to see how close they are to us. And they're big and they're hundreds of feet deep, and you're like, man, there's a huge mine operating full operation right next to this like quaint little park.
It was wild. First I've heard of that. Again, watch out at the park. Just be careful. Hard hats. Good luck at the dentist.
Thank you.
I'll see you on air at noon. We'll be back on the pod. Come
Get the Rochester First streaming app today for everything you love from News 8 On Demand, plus exclusive shows you won't see anywhere else. Search ROC and download for free on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.